Hello everybody, welcome to the ET Whispers YouTube channel. Hey everybody, this is Rob Gauthier. We are here for our third monthly channeling with Metatron. Metatron has given us one tool, and before that he explained that he was going to give us 12 different tools. Last month he talked a little bit about sharing the second tool, so we're going to jump right in and check out what Metatron is going to share with us. Remember, if you're enjoying this Metatron channeling, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel, and every time a new video comes out, you will get an email telling you all about it. We don't just have the Metatron monthly channeling for those of you who enjoyed the galactic channelings. We do those monthly, and we're also going to do 4 times per year the Nihal channeling, and also going to do some extra fun stuff. Kalina's got a great presentation that will be released soon, a late Valentine's birthday or a late Valentine's Day present, and
birthday
that's just
for,
for you.
Have a birthday.
Exactly. And we're going to get that, guys, to you very, very soon. But for right now, we're going to jump in with Metatron. Enjoy, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks. Greetings and salutations. Today you are with Metatron, moving towards the center. We have spoken to you about many different things, how it relates moving towards the center with each step and each thought in your life, how moving towards that center, whether it be in your localized circle or in your central circle, can only produce the best life available to you. All of you have come to the earth consciousness to experience. All of you have come to share in that experience one of 2 ways. You have either come to feel pain, to suffer, to make excuses for yourself of why you must go through more lives in order to achieve something that majority of you can do in a very short term of lives. Experience must be had, yes. Each of you must experience a full array of experiences. Throughout those experiences, they should add up to all things you can experience on the Earth Collective. The painful way, the first way, is not what the second way can show you. The second way is a way of ease, a way of general happiness. And we say general happiness because, as we have shared with many, you cannot always have a 100% smooth sailing. You cannot always have 100% pure joy and genuine excitement in your day-to-day experience. What do I mean by this? There are so many beings who have spoke to your collective who said it can be as easy as living in your excitements. And we agree, living in the most happy of vibrations is the point. It is the learning curve. But for that to experience or be experienced in all of your days and all of your time is something that we understand cannot fully happen. It cannot fully be achieved. And that is because diversity comes to you. Hardships come to you. Those are the things on the earth that help all of you grow. Help all of you achieve a deeper understanding of yourself. What would the world be like without adversities? Yes, you can still grow. Yes, you can still achieve. But you cannot have as an enriching experience. Now, we try not to get off too far into any one idea that doesn't relate with your daily living because it only takes you further away from the circle. But it must be explained that all of you do have a soul purpose. All of you are here with an accord of learning and with a definition of growth in your minds before entering a physical body. The achievement of that alone is what you strive for. In that, hardship is the greatest way on this planet, on this reality, to achieve that. What we want to do with you, what we want to teach you, and what we want to share with you is simple. How to go through those with the greatest amount of joy in your heart. How to go through adversities without letting them affect the core being of who you are. How to be less resistant and always, in the face of all things, move towards that central circle. Last tool that we shared with you was evaluating circles. We went through a portion of the second tool, a second exercise to help you move forward. We are going to get much more specific about the second tool today. We used Kalina, as her dear heart shared with us, about her experiences that showed you what the nature is of the second tool. We will ask you again, Kalina, to share if this is within your acceptance.
What is it you would like me to share?
We would like to use you as an example for how to work the second tool.
Absolutely.
Then when I explain the tool, I will ask you very pointed questions, and then receiving answers, I will instruct further. Is this acceptable?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the very first step, we talk about moving from outward circle to the inner circle. Your localized circle is very dependent on how unaligned you are, how resistant you are. If you feel like none of your day is ever happy, you are at a very far circle from the centralized circle. You are in a localized circle, several circles away.
Yes.
In those circles, you must find where you are. You must find the definition and the closest path into entering the center of that localized circle. And we explained that these localized circles are many circles in the matrix of life. The matrix of life being that pattern that is ever extensive. Finding the central circle in an infinite amount of circles is very tough for all of you. Think to yourselves, where do I need to be completely happy? Many of you think that you know. Many of you make these assumptions in your head that only if I could have money, my life would be happy. Only if I have a certain flow of energy would my life be complete. And we need you to be much, much more honest with yourselves before entering this exercise. We need you to understand, in accounting for your own self, the true nature of your thought process. Many of your psychologies have been worn down. Many of your psychologies are warped to what people have taught you from the age of children upward. Accountability, honesty, these are tools you must have in order to do this exercise. Now, we work with a centralized circle. The very first thing is finding your way to the center of that circle. Now, we will use an example. Please share one thing that has been within a hardship of you within the last 1 year. What example do you wish to share with us, Kalina?
Well, I'm 37, and there is concern whether or not Rob and I will be able to have children at this point.
Yes, now in this example, we see a great deal of many things that are going on. And the reason that we use this example to show you is so that we can step through each line. So any problem that you have, addressing it is the very first part. Being honest with yourself is the second part. What portions of energy are connected to that. First of all, the fear of age comes along with that. Being aware of that is very important. Secondly, my life feels as if it could be incomplete without a child.
Yes.
Thirdly, my own energy desires to have something I do not want. In that, you must ask another sub-question. Is this because I do not have something that I want, or is it a true desire? These questions that you have to pose to yourself are only built to design an answer and flow system within yourself that moves you towards the central circle. Now first, before entering the central circle, you have to navigate your way towards the center of your localized circle. So let's start by doing this. We must take the most logical steps in each circle to gain access to the most central point of the localized circle. How do we do this? We must step away from our faulted logic, our faulted psychology, and move forward into a clearer view of mind, honesty, accountability. So in that essence, you already have been aware of those questions that you have to ask about that. So we take the very first step. I desire to have a child with a man that I love. I am at an age where I fear it will not be done. That is your starting point. The next logical step is, am I truly too old to have a child? I look at many other people, many different women across the world who have had children at older ages. This means that perhaps I am not too old. Having a child with this person, is this something that I truly desire, or is it something I am curious about? I must weigh these options. Then you break into your own mind a division of that question. You must weigh the positives, the negatives. Out of all of the positives and negatives that you receive for that question, weigh it against your overall desire in life. What of these answers will take me closer, not to this central circle, but to the most central of all circles, not to just the localized area, but to the center of the matrix of life circles? What can I use to answer these questions? Positives. I will have a child in common with the one I love. I will be able to have the experience of motherhood. I will be able to have an entity in which I can share my love and knowledge to pass on both my physical and energetic genes with the world. Those are all positives. Then you look at the negatives of that. I will lose a great deal of my freedom in time. I have the ability to travel across the country to do the work that I love. With a child, I will not be able to do that as easily. And yes, you can always work through those problems, but we are looking at the most basics at first.
Yes.
Secondly, this will bring a larger level of responsibility. You must go through every single point of both questions, positive and negative. After you see the answers, you must use them to be weighed. You must look at them both equally and say, what of these pros and cons bring me closer to the circle? Now, understand the cons will always make you feel as if you are going further away from the circle. But if the positives have more of an emotional interaction with the truest essence of yourself, then it does not take you away from the circle. It is a balance. There has been situations, there have been certain techniques that are taught, that are valued with each certain thing or each certain point of both positive and negative having a value from a scale of 1 to 5 or a scale of 1 to 10. What is the assigned points? If losing your freedom is important, that is a 10. If having a child with the one you love is important, that is a 10. After weighing all the pros and cons, whichever is the larger number is most likely to bring you towards that center. Use your intellect, but use your heart. If you use all logic and no heart in answering these, you are moving further away from the circle. Emotions, you must feel each answer with your heart. That's what gives you the value for that point. Now, we've overcome that idea, so we continue to move forward. We have just walked 3 steps towards the center of the localized circle. Once we have a feeling that we know what our heart feels about having that child, then we are in the center of that localized circle. Now we move to the next. We will take your previous example of the California state feeling separate from that and use that to move to our next localized circle. Each immediate circle in front of you, each localized circle is the biggest thing that you feel is holding your life up. It is the biggest thing in that moment. One day, your centralized circle will be about having children. The next day, you might step in a parallel circle equally far from the most central of central circles, but still have a different idea or a different attitude with that one concept. One day it is the child, the next it will be California. The day after that can be anything, whether it is finances, whether it is travel, whether it is a desire to do something that you feel you cannot do. All of those things are their own centralized circle, each theme. Knowing how far away you are from that centralized circle is what is important. Knowing that something small, my mail is not running on time, I am late for an order, that is not something that after solving will get you closer to the center. That is a distraction. That is a inner circle of a centralized, pardon us, that is one extra circle within a localized circle. Working in those circles towards the center of each circle will help you move forward. Now, the tool that we were giving was to take each circle, stepping closer to the central circle. So we have went through 2 circles. In the example given before in last month's connection, we said we were approximately 5 circles for example's sake. Now we have went through 2 circles in the centralized part of the localized second circle. We still have 3 circles remaining. You will treat each circle as you have the last, knowing that once this part is solved, once this hump in front of you is overcome, and it is something that has truly affected your happiness in life, you're rebuilding your psychology. You're moving closer to that centralized circle. Honesty and accountability are the only tools to use with the second tool. Without using those, without using your heart as the guide to the answers of the questions that you need, you will not properly be suited to handle this step or many other to come. We step outside of the second tool and prepare you for the third. The third we will share very soon in your time proximity. We will share the information with you, and we will share how to defeat minor circles within centralized circles in our next tool. Kalina, we thank you for your own heart, your own time, and your own information shared.
Thank you very much, Metatron.
Thank all of you for stepping one step closer to the center. Salutations.
Much love.